What's going on, champs and champettes? It's FireMonkey here, and in today's YouTube video, we're actually going to be talking about a Marvel x Fortnite comic series that never actually got made. We recently got some leaks over on Twitter regarding what this comic was going to be about, and the fact that it is basically completely scrapped now that, Donald Mustard has left the facilities and we have Charlie Wynn here. But before we even start today's video, before we dive into the spoilery territory of what the lore was going to be for this whole entire Marvel comic, let me just go ahead and give a shout out to It's Unusual over on Twitter, with the L in Unusual actually being an I at the end. They're the one who has actually kind of been reporting this news for a while now, and they're the one who actually showcased the information regarding what's going on with this comic and what the plotline was set to be. So with that said, feel free to follow them if you'd like to. Let's go ahead and hop into a match and then talk about what Fortnite x Marvel, the whole entire world of Order Restored, was even set to be about. Now, something interesting about this leak is that it wasn't just a leak regarding the Order Restored comic they were working on, but it was also just a lot of upcoming Marvel MCU projects, such as Venom 3, such as Deadpool and Wolverine, that type of stuff. So seeing this kind of like thrown in the midst of all these other leaks is very, very interesting, because it gives us a lot of other things to use in order to fact check if the Order Restored comic was even real or not. But to keep you up to date on what was going on, after the original release of the first Marvel x Fortnite comics, they were planning to do a second one that was called Order Restored, and the only way we ever even heard about this, right, because it was never publicly announced or anything, was through comic book resellers or, comic stores, just that in general, right? Those were the ones who actually knew about this before it was ever announced or anything, and we kept hearing release dates of, oh, it's going to release at this time, then it got delayed, then it got delayed, then it got delayed, over and over and over again, to the point where no one really knew what was going on. There was some people asking, was this ever even a real thing? Was it just a fake thing that people kept, dragging on for longer and longer in order to make it sound believable or something? What was actually going on here? Because it kept getting delayed non-stop, and it does appear that it was a real thing, and it does appear that it was set to release at one point, but it most likely got changed or canceled when we lost Donald Mustard as the chief creative officer for Epic Games, and when we got Charlie Wynn. But the lore and the whole entire setup for what this comic was going to be was that it would have mostly been the history of the Imagined Order and what they were doing behind the scenes. There's unfortunately very little info, according to this leaker, regarding what was going on with this comic and what would actually happen in it. However, they did mention that from the information they had, one thing that they could share was that it followed a new character from the IO tracking down the targets from other universes. So, similar to like the TVA, if you guys have ever watched like Loki or whatever else, similar just to the TVA in general in the Marvel universe, except it would all take place in Fortnite and kind of, trying to track down characters and stuff from all these different worlds. Because as you guys know, based on Fortnite lore and everything, it is a pretty known thing that, especially when we had like the hunt season or whatever else, you could go ahead and see them kind of using the rift portals and everything to try tracking down characters from different universes to bring them into Fortnite. However, where it gets interesting is that it mentions that it involved the 616 Marvel Universe, obviously, and had multiple characters we had already met. However, this comic was supposed to be released a while ago under a few different names, and they kept changing it time and time again, so even though it was called right now Order Restored, we don't know if that was what the official final name was going to be once it eventually ended up releasing. But according to the comic, and the leaks and everything else, it was going to tease Kato Thorne, which also makes sense for why he got canceled, considering the fact that we already had the Kato Thorne season. There was already a lot of leaks and rumors going on that they kind of mix and match seasons around and stuff to make them all fit for Fortnite, because as you guys know, a lot of people kind of complained that Kato Thorne just kind of felt like hyped up out of nowhere, only to really just kind of be like, oh, we're just taking your time machine, peace out, nothing we really got to deal with you, right? It does make sense for a whole entire theme of trying to go to different universes and try to collect different things, or collecting, tracking down certain characters, making sense for Kato Thorne being a collector of sorts, using a time machine to go back in time and actually collect different artifacts from different points of the Fortnite island. So it wouldn't make sense, whereas, it would make sense and it would be kind of understandable if they took some of those ideas that were originally going to be used for the comic and they went ahead and implemented that into the Fortnite storyline in some ways. However, after this, it mentions that there was going to be a battle between the Collector from Guardians of the Galaxy, who also had a POI back in Chapter 2, Season 4, and Kato. They don't know how the Collector would have actually looked, but it would have resembled, based on, the leaks and stuff that is out there, the Collector's version from What If Season 1 2021, which I'll go ahead and pop an image up on screen real quickly for you guys if you're curious about this. So this version right there all the way on the side, that is the version of the Collector that most likely would have been in the comics and most likely would have became a skin on the Fortnite island. But it is interesting to see all this news kind of just pop out of nowhere, being like, hey guys, yeah, remember that comic we heard about over and over and over again that we thought was going to release? it appears it's actually been scrapped silently. It's been going under tons of different names because things such as Kato Thorne's already in the game. You know, there's no way to really build up to that character or add any extra lore or anything else because that season's been done and over with. The lore has evolved since then, but it is interesting to see how this would have kind of, you know, collected different things from the normal Marvel universe, not really being a comic that brings more Marvel characters into Fortnite except maybe the Collector, but being more so a comic that is made to kind of showcase and evolve the storyline overall. And I'd love to hear in the comments down below, what do you think about this comic being canceled? What other names do you think they were trying to think of behind the scenes? And how do you feel we're going to be getting any comics going forward? Right? How do you feel about comics in general, right? Do you think they should go ahead and try making like a Fortnite original comic series? Do you think they should continue trying to make something with Marvel? Maybe try making something with DC? Do you think that that's the way they're going to try continue going as we get Charlie Wynn to kind of work on the storyline more and more? Or do you think it's kind of just like a been done has or whatever else type of thing where it's like, you know, they tried it, it's not going anywhere since then, and from now on we got to look to broader horizons when it comes to different things happening with for Fortnite lore or just the storyline in general? I honestly have no clue how this is going to really play out at the end of the day because of the fact that, you know, tons of stuff has changed since then, and Fortnite's currently under this very weird period where it's kind of like, hey, the focus isn't really Battle Royale lore, you know, you can have that lore if you want it, but at the same time, the focus is becoming more and more on just look at us as a metaverse, as the Fortnite hub. We have everything under the sun that you could want right here. You got Lego, you got racing, you got Rock Band, you got Battle Royale, you have Save the World, you have all these different things kind of mixed and matched into it, where the storyline is going to take a little bit more of a back burner, and instead we're just going to get seasonally based storylines instead, where they're not really going to try building up the characters' lores too much, because it's like, you know, maybe they'll use them again in the future, but at the end of the day, you know, the focus isn't 100% just on the story anymore, and it's more on just becoming this hub platform for tons of different stuff in general. Also, this bot right here is, it was a little buggy. Did I fix the bot right when I went to unpause the recording? Okay, hey there, buddy, how you doing? You know, I'm just gonna quickly emote on you, you know, just that's a nice way to end off the video. But yeah, you know, it's very interesting to see that what was once going to be a second set of different Marvel comics that were going to be collabing with Fortnite has been officially scrapped, and we did get a pretty decent bit of information regarding what it would have entailed if it had originally even released. So with that said, hope you champs and champions enjoyed today's YouTube video. Hope it got you kind of brainstorming what's going on behind the scenes, what the future of Fortnite's storyline looks like, and until next time, I'll catch you guys a little bit later with another upload. Peace out.